my God. I just messed up. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm supposed to be here at 12, but I did go live, but I went in my personal profile. Ugh. Forgive me. So I've been talking, I was ending my video and I realized people were commenting from my friends list who are not members of this group. So, oh my gosh, I've been rambling for 30 minutes only to realize I posted it on the wrong group. So, let me do this all over again. So, excuse my voice. I'm probably out of my voice by now because I've been talking for 30 minutes. But I'm gonna do it again because I love this group and I was planning to just create this video for this group. I took it down in my personal profile. So let me just do it again here because I promised to deliver in this group and I'm gonna deliver for this group. So today let's dive into this before I kick myself in the butt because I'm hating myself right now. I'm so frustrated right now. But anyway, so I wanted to create this video to address this number one issue that everyone is really, really struggling with, which is how do I make time for my workouts and for my fitness? Okay, for some moms who are also having so many things on their plate, how come, and we all have 24 hours in a day, right? How come certain moms are able to still work on their fitness goals? On the other hand, some moms are just really struggling to find that time to make time for their fitness. And so that's what I wanted to discuss here. If you are here live, if you could give me a thumbs up and let me know, say hi, where you're coming from, or if you're watching this live. And let me see where the comments should go in here. Okay, it should show me here at the bottom. And if you are watching on a replay, let me know, say replay in the comments as well, so I can still interact with you even after the live video. Okay, so I'm here to deliver this training on how to separate your time so you can allot the time for yourself without really sacrificing family, right? Because if you don't really create the boundaries, if you don't do that, if you don't create that boundary between time for yourself and your family, sometimes you can end up being frustrated, because you just can't do the things you want to do. And for some people, if you end up spending more time for yourself or for your other things that you love, your hobbies, and whatever it is that you like, sometimes you end up neglecting the other end, which is you lose time for your family, and then you end up ruining relationships. You end up missing time for your kids. So you need to really figure out a balance and to find that time, that boundary, the time between your personal stuff versus the time you want to give for your family, right? So before I start in, I just want to ask everyone here, what are you trying to achieve? So what is it how does that look like for you? It's going to be different for everyone. Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to tone up? Are you trying to get stronger? Are you just trying to have more energy for your kids? Because I want you to do this first things first. You need to figure out your why. What is the big why? What is your big reason why you want to work on your fitness journey? Okay, so for me, I'm going to share mine. Initially, what happened was 3 years ago, I went through a huge adversity. Just life threw this huge curveball at me. I don't really want to get too much into details because it's something I really want to move forward from and I want to forget. But I just wanted to share this with you, just so, maybe a lot of people can relate. So what happened was I used fitness to distract myself from that adversity that happened in my life. And I used fitness to make myself feel good because if I look good, I feel good. And it was just a band-aid for me. So it was more on vanity purposes. I wanted to look great. That's why I turned to fitness, right? But over time, this eventually really died out and it became deeper. My reasons became deeper. And I want you guys to do that as first thing. I want you to determine your big why so we can create these boundaries for ourselves and our family, right? You need to no, maybe you can brainstorm, take out a piece of paper and pen, brainstorm anything that comes to mind, okay? From simple things from the surface, like looking good, you want to look good, to something deeper, because you want to feel good, you want to be more confident, right? And to do this, you need to keep asking why until it becomes deeper. So let's say initially you want to look good. Why do you want to look good? Because you want to feel good, because you feel more confident. And why do you want to feel more confident? Because you just want to radiate confidence and you want to be more positive and you want to show your kids, you want to be a good role model to your kids, right? And if they see you're being positive, it's a good thing for them, right? So you see how it becomes deeper and deeper the more you ask why. So that's how you determine your big reason. Okay, so a typical whys usually, and this is my whys, is because I want to just have more energy for my kids. I want to be able to spend more time with them. I want to live healthy and longer for my kids. I want to be there for them and want to keep up with them. And like what I said, I want to also be a good role model to my kids. I want to show them that, it's good to live a happy and healthy overall life. I don't want them to, just neglect their health and, not prioritize it. So that's are my big whys. And after you determine your big why, you just need to set your own non-negotiables, what I call non-negotiables. And these are the things that will be on top of your list. These are the things you cannot live without, that you have to do. And you're going to call that non-negotiable, okay? Versus you're also going to come up with a list of the things you can sacrifice. So if you do that, you're going to have to you can create this boundary, and you can create more time for yourself, more time for your workouts, more time for passion, whatever it is you want to make more time for. Now, first of all, so let's set our non-negotiable, right? It will be different for each person. I'm gonna just spit out my non-negotiable as a sample. I'm not saying that this will be the same for you. You come up with the things that you want to prioritize in life and whatnot, okay? So my non-negotiable for sure, I'm not the only one who's gonna have this on their list. I'm pretty sure a lot of you moms out there will have this. Top two at least will be my kids. They come on top of my list. That is non-negotiable for me. That's something I have to take care of no matter what. I drop anything and everything for my kids, okay? I drop my workouts, I drop my work, I drop everything when it comes to my kids. And then the next one will be my spouse, my husband. We create date nights regularly. It's something that I have to do with him. I also drop everything for our date nights, okay? And then the next one for me is working out. This is something that I really had to train my habits for a while. It didn't come naturally. It's something that I had to train myself with. So that's why it's really important to figure out your why, because for me, working out is really on top of my priority, because it's something that I want to prioritize, okay? It might not be yours, but it's always something you can learn to prioritize. And if you're here because you're struggling with time and you want to make an effort to prioritize working out, then I suggest you put working out as top of your list, as top of your non-negotiable, right? And the next thing that's non-negotiable for me is planning. I need to plan out my day every morning and I need to do my journal, my gratitude journal. It just sets off my day right. And these, um, it might sound simple, but it helps me. It's really a lot of value added to my day, and that's why it's something I need to do every day. So those are just a few examples. Those are the things I cannot give up. Those are my non-negotiables, okay? And the next thing, after you figure out your non-negotiable, you're gonna figure out the things that you can sacrifice. Again, it's going to be different for you and for me. And these are usually the things that are not moving you towards your goals. Okay, if it's not value added for you, then get rid of it. Okay, and to me, this first one, I know it's kind of counter of what I preach, because I know the importance of this thing, but to me, I can sacrifice a few hours here and there, and that's sleep. I know I'm a bit hesitant and embarrassed to say that, but it's just the reality. I know how important sleep is to our health, but sometimes I just need to sacrifice a few hours in exchange of time for my family and for my kids. And then the second one is TV. It's a good thing I'm not a huge TV show fan, so that definitely I could slash it off my list. I could definitely live without watching or binge watching Netflix. Okay, and the third one is cleaning the house. My house is, I maintain it as much as I can, but it is not my priority. I don't have to do it weekly. I don't have to be cleaning my house weekly, just like my mom. That's just not me. It's something I could really, really live without. And then going out weekly with friends, I don't have to be, for me, when I go out with my friends, it has to be quantity over quality. So I do go out with them rarely, but it's really, I'm sorry, I think I switched that. It has to be quality over quantity. It has to be something that I've been needing. I need to see them, and we're just really there to spend good quality time, and not for the sake of a happy hour, not just so we can drink out, you know. So, and the next thing, I think, okay, you know how I said it will be different for each and every person, but this last one, I think it has to be, all of you watching this video, you have to get rid of this. This one is something that I think should be beneficial for everyone, and you need to do. Okay? You need to stop browsing mindlessly on social media. Cut it out. If it's mindlessly, you know, keyword mindlessly, if you're just scrolling your social media and it's not really adding any value to your life, don't do it. It's a waste of time. It's something, it's a time you can use for something that's more important. Okay? And I think we could all agree with that. If you agree with me, type social below if you agree with that statement that I just said. If we can all use cutting out that mindless scrolling in social media, okay? And here's what you can do, okay? After you've determined the things you can sacrifice and the things that you can't sacrifice, this is what you can do, okay? Remember, I told you earlier I can sacrifice a few hours of sleep. So maybe some of you can do the same. You know, if you want to create more hours during the day, I suggest you wake up a couple of hours before everyone else does, before your kids, before your husband, before all the chaos starts. So that's how I create a few hours. If I need a few more hours so I can create more time for my workouts before I go to work, then I will wake up a few hours earlier. Okay? And then the second thing is you can also set your non-negotiables, you know, those things that you figured out earlier, as an appointment. Treat it as an appointment. Treat it as something that you need to do, like a job interview. Put it in your calendar. Block your time. Whatever it is you do, whether you do electronic calendars, Google Calendar, or a traditional planner, paper, pencil, pen, whatever, Block that time, set it as an appointment. So if working out is a non-negotiable, block your time, put it down in your calendar, and make sure you show up. Okay? Time blocking is really, really a great tool that changed everything for me. Okay? And then the next thing is you need to be focusing on the right things. Like what I said, we can't afford to be wasting any more time. So if you're focusing on the wrong things, the things that are not really moving the needle for you, then I suggest you throw it away and change things up. Okay, focus on the things that's gonna make you move forward towards your goals. Okay, you might be focusing, there's so many information out there in the internet, right? So you might that we tend to like get so overwhelmed, we don't know where to start. Some of us might be getting the wrong information or applying the wrong information, and it doesn't work for each one of us, right? We're all different, like what I said earlier, and what works for me might not work for you. So you have to evaluate things and make sure you're focusing on the right things. Okay, some of you might not know how to get started. Okay, some of you might need to learn the correct strategies that would work for you. So you're not wasting your time and efforts on the things that are not going to move the needle. Okay, so people that are trying keto might, your neighbor Sally might be trying keto and it's working for her. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So if you end up trying keto and it doesn't work, don't be afraid to, throw in the towel and say, it's not working, try something new. Okay, you can't be also copying someone else's routine. Like what I said, what works for me might not work for you. So you can't just copy the workouts that I do and the amount of calories that I eat, because those things are tailored and customized for me. And it won't, I mean, you're lucky if it works for you too, but I can assure you it's not going to work for you especially if we're both like different heights, different background, different activity levels and stuff. There's so many variables involved, and you can't just copy someone else's routine. Okay, so I'm running out of my voice here. My mouth's drying out. So if you're still here with me, hanging out with me, watching, let me know if any of these you can relate to. Type the word relate in the comments section, and so I know that we're seeing eye to eye here, so I know that these are really helpful information that I'm giving out. Okay, so after finding out what your non-negotiables are, things that you can't sacrifice, what is the next step, you may be asking. So the first thing I'm suggest you to do is work on the habit of just getting it done. This is not going to be overnight. This is going to take some time. So just train yourself to get things done, of making it a priority. If you want working out to be something that you need to do, you need to train yourself, make it a priority. Okay, I can't do it for you. I can't create more hours for you. You're really gonna have to do things on your end to make it happen. It's going to take effort on your end. Okay, only you can do that for you. Okay, the next thing you do in terms of fitness wise, figure out, let's talk about nutrition. Figure out how you're going to eat. Okay, figure out a lifestyle that will work for you, that will move the needle towards your goals. Like what I said earlier, if everybody's doing keto, doesn't mean you have to do keto as well. You have to figure out what works for you. For me, keto wasn't sustainable. That's why I keep bringing up keto as an example, because I've tried keto, but I wasn't able to sustain it for life. The thing that I found that works for me is more of a balanced approach. So nothing is off limits for me. I love food, and I love eating all kinds of food, and I don't like restriction. I don't like restricting certain types of food. That's why I found something that worked for me. Okay, and then in terms of workouts, figure out a workout routine that works for you. Okay, something that's really effective, something that you're not wasting your time and effort with, okay? Something that will work for your goals and that will fit your lifestyle. Okay, and these are all the stuff I teach my clients. Basically, I give them a roadmap. It's very customized for each individual. I just don't hand out like cookie cutter programs and stuff. I try to get to know the clients as much as I can and then create a program that'll suit their liking and their lifestyle, okay? And if you're new here and in this group, and if you don't really know where to start, let me help you. Let me give you the guidance of what to do next. And if that's you, if you think that you need that guidance, a little bit of extra guidance from someone, just type in the word start below and I'll definitely reach out to you and we can chat a little bit more about it if you have some time. So, oops, Google. The next thing I'm gonna say or talk about is stop overcomplicating things, okay? Stop trying out gimmicks. Really, nothing works than good old nutrition and exercise. That's all you need to do. Those two things. Stop trying out the next big diet fad that the celebrities are talking about, okay? Sometimes the basic things, the simplest things are the things that work. And if it's not broken, why fix it? Stop reinventing the wheel. Let's just stick to the good old nutrition and exercise, okay? And then once you find out what's working for you, once you figure that out yourself, double down on that thing, okay? And then eliminate the things that are not moving the needle. Let's say, for example, if your cardio routine, you find out you're doing so much cardio and it's not working, it's not getting you there, try something else. Okay, if eating better is bringing you results, then double down on eating better, okay? Keep doing it and work harder and focus on eating better. Okay, and the next thing is ask yourself, what do you enjoy? Do the things that brings you joy more. If you like the outdoors, you like to go hiking, do those activities. You don't have to go to the gym and use these complicated machines if you don't enjoy it just because it's in your exercise program, just because your coach gave it to you. So if it's something that you don't enjoy, feel free to change it up. Feel free to let your coach know, and I'm pretty sure he or she will be happy to change your routine, okay? If you hate the treadmill like I do, get rid of it. Don't spend hours and hours on the treadmill if you hate it, okay? Don't punish yourself. If you don't like it, chop it off, okay? Our time is really, really valuable. It's like money. You need to know how to budget it, basically. You need to allot the things that are really important for you, for your time, and then you need to get rid of things that's not serving you well, okay? Whew, that's a lot of talking. So a few more things before I leave. I'm gonna give you some more tips on how you can save time, okay? These are some of the things I do. Maybe you can add on to it if you have some tips for other group members. Drop them in the comments below. Share what you think is working for you in terms of saving more time. I'm pretty sure a lot of us can benefit from it here in the group. So what you need, one tip that I could share with you that I've found really helpful for myself is have the same grocery list weekly. It saves me time. So you have that staple, the things that you find yourself using most and eating more of weekly, and they keep the same list in your grocery list, and maybe just add a few more stuff if you're wanting to try other things. And this saves you time from thinking, really, of coming up with a new list every single week. And this is going to be a good part of your preparation if you like to meal prep, to be ahead of the game and stuff and save time. Having the same grocery list is magic, okay? It helps you with your planning your weekly meals. And then the next one is if you can afford it. Remember when I mentioned earlier that I don't really like cleaning my house, so I try to avoid it. And it's really, I don't think like it serves me well if I have a clean house or not. So if you can afford it, okay, I'm not telling you to cash out on it if you can't, but if you can't afford it, get a cleaning lady. You can always outsource things that, if you do can afford those things. And if it's gonna save you time, I think it's really worth it. And another thing is, if again, if you can afford it, I know not a lot of us can, but if you can, there's a lot of food services like meal plans being delivered straight to home. There's so many of those out there now. I know Hello Fresh, that's the thing that's coming on top of my mind, but I know there's a lot more companies that are serving with food deliveries and stuff, and if you can afford it, that's definitely a time saver, okay? And on the other hand, if you can't afford these stuff, if it's more of a luxury than a necessity, then just plan ahead. Okay? That's just the top of my tips every time. Every time someone asks me what is my number one tip, that's always on top of my list. It's always plan ahead. Plan out all the meals that you need to cook for the week or what you need to order when going out. It always helps me keep me on track if I plan this ahead of time. Okay. And last but not the least, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you need to go to the gym to work out and you have kids at home, don't be afraid to ask your mother-in-law or your parents or your neighbor or your friends. You can always, I know how sometimes it feels like you don't want to bother them, and you don't want to lower your pride and admit to yourself that you do need help, because I'm superwoman, I can do everything and anything, right? But sometimes we can only do so much, and if we really need to prioritize things, and if we want to prioritize our health and fitness and our workouts, then sometimes it's okay to ask for help if you need to, okay? So, and I think that's it for now. I hope you guys get to evaluate yourselves, and self-reflect on the things that we've discussed earlier, and get rid of what's not serving us, so we can make more time to what's really serving us, so we can make more time for our non-negotiables. Okay, I hope that this training helped you guys that are asking, how do I make more time? How do I make time for my working out without sacrificing my family time and my time with my kids? I hope this training does it, and I'll be surely to tag a lot of you guys that ask for this training. And as you're listening to this, if anything hits home with you, if anything you can relate with, just comment resonate below in the comment section, so that I can know that I'm not the only one feeling this, and that you're with me on this one, okay? And again, I'm cheering for all of you guys. Thank you for being part of this group, and I am planning to have more trainings in the future, and I hope most of you can hang out with me on my lives and stuff. All right? I'll see you guys on the next video. I hope you have an awesome week. Bye.